Rise and shine, squeeze time. Today we're doing a copycat recipe. Today I'm going to go ahead and make a Waffle House clone. In case you can't get out there, you can go ahead and cause your own fights if you want to. Let's go ahead and let's get started. This is one of those recipes, depending on how many people you're feeding, how big you're going. You can easily double, triple this recipe. So right now I'm just going to we're going to make a few waffles. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to put in about 3/4 a cup of flour. And then what we're going to do is next, and this is actually kind of important for all the steps and everything, is, if I haven't said in the past, cornstarch is actually very important. It gives that kind of baking, kind of frying, and it gives that crispness. So what we're going to put in is 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Because yeah, like I said, cornstarch is one of those things that you never think about it, but it actually helps a lot with batters and waffles and everything. And then, of course, we're going to need the sugar because if you have Waffle House Waffles, you notice it has a sweetness to it. And that, just obviously with all this, I'm mixing all the dry ingredients first. And then I'm going to do all of the wet ingredients on top. Get all that in there. Okay. And then, of course, you always got to make sure that when you're putting in baking powder, you don't overdo it. You can easily overdo it and ruin your recipe. Here we got the baking soda, baking powder. We got the salt. And see, what I like to do is I like to get all the dry ingredients. And before I start mixing anything else up, kind of mix all those dry ingredients up. Go ahead and grab some wet ingredients and be right back. Okay. What I have is, first up, I like to do the milk first. Is you get about a half a cup. You can either do a half cup, a half and half, or what I like to do is about a 1/4 a cup of whole milk, 1/4 cup of heavy cream. Put that in there. And then what you're going to do is you put in buttermilk. I have the powdered stuff right here. You put in a 1/4 a cup of that. I'm just going to mix that buttered powder milk. I don't actually have any buttermilk here right now. Use what you got. Mix that guy around as much as you can. But having the different kinds of cream actually really helps too. Of course, buttermilk's got that tang and everything, and really want that, tang and flavor and all that. Then we got a whole egg in there. And then you got to get some vanilla extract. I forgot to grab the vanilla extract. Give me just a second here. And then we're only doing about it's half a teaspoon vanilla extract. That way you can see I kind of pour a little bit. Don't pour it directly in there. And then the last thing is just putting some melted butter in there. Actually, I got to kind of melt some of the butter. Give me just 1 second on that. We'll get that last thing mixed in. We'll get over to the waffle iron. And you can see here I got the melted butter. Put the melted butter in there. Of course, you got to get everything good and mixed up, especially with having an egg in there and everything and all the flour. Whatever setting your waffle maker finally switches over to show that it's ready. You open up. This is just like making waffles at home, at a hotel, anywhere else. You just kind of fill it in. Although they have those nice little cups, kind of got to guess at home. Put it, flip it over, and then my waffle maker is not quite right because it always just shows that the ready light just kind of always stays on the bottom, and it's going to take a few minutes. So then I'll bring you back as soon as it's done. All right, give it a few minutes, flip it back over. Obviously, if your waffle looks like that, you're good. You want to take them off there. It actually came out whole. And they just repeat the process kind of over and over and over again. Don't worry about if you ever feel like that. I think we all do that. Kind of a little bit too much in there. It'll ooze out and clean up later. Now this is definitely a batter that you could easily, double or triple. As you can see here, I only got like 2.5 waffles out of that. Which, if you're feeding us, yourself or just you and someone else, having a pile of waffles like that's a good thing. Let's go and let's do a taste test. As you can see here, we got a plate full of waffles. Do the commercial thing and put the syrup on it, so you can see the syrup drizzle and the butter and syrup and everything. We'll cut that and go ahead and take a bite. It's so good. It's a very good waffle. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. Hit that bell. Know when my other videos come out. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.